Hi and welcome. My name is Reb. Welcome to this YouTube channel. I am a full-time mom, a full-time worker, and a part-time artist hoping to kind of get back into the swing of becoming more creative. I have been in this space for a couple years now. I share this home with my partner, my 2-year-old son, my dog Charlie, and 6 very silly chickens. I have been using the space a little bit more frequently now to create artwork for myself and also artwork for my very meager small business. And lately I've been feeling frustrated with the way that the studio functions. So I want to kind of reorganize everything so that it can work better for me. And I think that while I'm kind of doing that, I'm going to be doing some toddler proofing, as much as you can toddler proof for toddlers. Let me say that this is not advice. I know my toddler, you know your toddler, proof accordingly. All that being said, let's start cleaning up. I'll take you through the different zones that I kind of work with right now, and we'll see how we can make things better. All right, so the first zone that I am working with here is this desk where I do most of my drawing, some small painting, and printmaking. I think I will be probably separating some of those hobbies out, but we'll talk about that a little later. Right now I've got some drawers here that have some random stuff in them. I don't know, I wouldn't say random, I'd say stuff that I don't use as often. And I think that I will probably be emptying those out and getting more art supplies in them that I use on a regular basis. Up here I have some of the work that I do and projects that I'm working on, and some of the art supplies that I use pretty frequently. I think that these could be in a better spot, obviously. So let's start clearing all of this out and seeing how I can make all the things I use more readily available. All right, so I've emptied out these drawers. Some of these drawers are surprisingly big, so I'm excited to fill them with all the things that I want to use on a regular basis and constantly have to dig through. That last drawer is going to stay as it is because that is where I keep all of my files. In this little messy area, I've just got a bunch of like random stuff that I've been working on, and some boxes of art supplies that I probably haven't used in a long time. I'm honestly kind of excited to open them. I feel like there probably will be some art supplies that I haven't used in years or don't even remember that I have. This video probably should actually be named "You Don't Need More Art Supplies, You Need to Clean Your Studio." Let's get into this. So I went ahead and separated all of my items basically into 2-ish stacks, pencil, pen kind of related things, and then more like pastels and charcoals. And then I've got these 4 little bins that I keep certain things in that I need readily accessible. But I think I'm going to kind of figure out a better way to sort all this. Next up, I've got these drawers here, which are also pretty big. And I think since my son wouldn't be able to reach these, this would be a good place for things like scissors, X-Acto knives, other sharp implements. I feel like this would be a good spot for some of the larger pads of paper that I have. That said, I am running very low on paper right now, so eventually I will need to grab some more. Well, that's one area more or less tackled. I still have a couple drawers to fill. I'm sure as I clean I'll find more stuff that I need to figure out the best spot for, but I am pleased with the progress so far. Next up is this area here. This is mainly items to be printed on, random art supplies, tools and such, computer area, work area, Cricut stuff, including on the walls, and my paper cutting area, and some storage down here at the bottom that is Cricut stuff and blank canvas. I don't think this area needs too much work as far as function goes, but it could definitely use some tidying. All right, another little bit knocked out. I didn't mess with this area too much. I have a toddler, so time is limited. But I did clear out underneath here. I took all of my vinyl that was kind of shoved in this corner and put it here so it's a little bit easier to get to, along with the stuff that is for printing slash heat transfer vinyl, that kind of thing. Found a little spot for my rulers, tidied up my desk a little bit, and then moved all of my canvases that were under the desk to here so that they're all in one place. And yeah, I think it's looking a lot better. Stapler. It's a stapler. Don't put your fingers in there. Clearly I need to do some more baby proofing. Over here I've got printer paper, sticker paper, more canvas and packing materials. I'm hoping that I can get maybe a taller shelf here so that I can store things a little bit more neatly, and then also go through all of this mess and get rid of some stuff. So this is where I ended up. I stole the shelf from my boyfriend's studio and put all of my paper goods on here. Cardstock, sticker paper, laminating sheets, and packing materials. And then some artwork up on the top. I probably will need to revisit this at one point or another, but I think this is a pretty good solution for now. My shelf area, which is not organized at all. I've got sketchbooks, textbooks, plants that I'm trying to keep out of my toddler's hands, and a small little section for toddler stuff. I find that if I hide things underneath other things, out of sight is out of mind for the most part, so that does help. And a lot of his little coloring pages. Didn't have to do much with this area. It's fairly organized. I did round up some sketchbooks and add them, so I'm pretty excited to get into those once I finish the current one that I'm in. So this is what I lovingly call my current fixation station. As you can see, it is a very messy table with a lot of random stuff on it. Currently, I've got these 2 IKEA carts with my other fixations, which is painting and printmaking, lino cut specifically. But I got a third one. I spared you guys the video of me putting it together. Figured that wasn't necessary. But I'm thinking I can probably fit all 3 carts underneath the table, and that way I can just pull out what I'm working with currently and then have a good place to store everything when I'm not using it. Voiceover rep here. Let's go through these carts. So first cart is my painting materials. This is mostly acrylic paint. I've got gesso down at the bottom, liquid medium, some smaller tubs of paint. Nothing that I'm worried about my toddler opening. I can barely open these, so not a concern. And then all the tubes and smaller paints on the top underneath this little palette. I think that he probably could open those, so out of sight, out of mind. Next up is my mini plant cart, I guess. This has got all of my clay wheel tools. The sharp stuff is kind of pushed to the back so that he can't get to it. And I've just got, little things that he can play with up at the front. Second level is all the paper cutouts. It's kind of hard to see here, but they're a little bit delicate, so I definitely want to cover them in a way that he can't mess with them, and that way he doesn't tear them up. And then down at the bottom is basically just sanding blocks, extra clay, some sand, nothing that would be a big deal for him to get into. Last cart is my printmaking cart. I've got all of my linoleum down at the bottom, inks and such here. He does like to grab some of that stuff, but it's okay. And then all of my carved blocks up at the top. He doesn't mess with my printmaking cart too much, so not too concerned about anything getting messed up. Up at the top, this is where I keep hot glue gun, brushes that I use for acrylic painting and other messier materials, pencil sharpener, that kind of thing. I've moved all my smaller brushes over to the desk so that I could use those for water-based mediums, and keeping the messier stuff over here and out of his reach. This table is just too high for him to actually reach all the way to the back, so he won't be able to mess with any of it. Okay, let's take a quick little 360 view of the now finished studio. Got my shelves, my printing area, desk, my computer desk, and cutting area, and everything's kind of nicely stored underneath. Looking way more functional now. If you've stuck it out this long through this entire ordeal that has taken, I think, 3 days, thank you so much. I know that this wasn't the most exciting content, but it was a really big step for me. I really needed the studio to function so that I could spend more time creating and less time searching for things. And I also needed the space to be safe for my toddler. He does love to spend time in here, and I want him to feel welcome. Now he can, draw or color alongside me and watch me be my happiest self. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun experience for the both of us. And I found a bunch of new art supplies that I had long forgotten. So I think it's gonna be really fun to make some new art with those materials. I'm just starting out, so not sure where this channel is gonna go, but I can assure you it will be funner than studio organization. So give me a like, a subscribe, you know the drill, and keep watching for more fun videos. Thanks.